Man, what a weekend of weather we had.
Crazy weekend,
It
wasn't
really
it?
was. We picked up officially 4/10 of an inch of snow, which makes it one of our biggest snowstorms, believe it or not, this
Yeah,
winter.
yeah.
And over 3/10 of an inch of precipitation here in Albuquerque. So some much needed moisture out there. That was our single highest rainfall total since November of last year. We picked up over 9 inches of snowfall out in the East Mountains with this storm system. You could still see some of that snow that's still hanging onto the east slopes of the Sandias there in this time lapse from the Sandia Peak today. A little bit of cloud cover making its way here through central New Mexico as well, but down here on the valley floor, we're back up to around 70 degrees with some much drier weather out there. Now our dew point is much higher than what it has been lately. Remember, that's the air temperature you'd have to cool down to get 100% relative humidity. So that puts our humidity right now at 31%. Even better yet, the winds are light out there. They're out of the west at only about 10 miles per hour. We're in the mid 60s up in Santa Fe, 70s in Grants and Farmington, 70s up to Raton as well, 70s across most of southern New Mexico, but areas like Deming, Roswell, Carlsbad, and Hobbs are in the low 80s this afternoon, and those temperatures are going to be actually similar we'll see all week long in terms of high temperatures. Winds generally light across the state. These are wind gusts, so these are the peak winds we're seeing out there. Generally less than about 30 miles per hour, but there are a few breezier spots, especially up in northeastern New Mexico or Las Vegas at the airport. There's gusting to 36 miles per hour. There's that band of cloud cover that's making its way through central New Mexico this afternoon. That's going to be clearing out of here later tonight as skies will remain mostly clear, and we will get some moisture to make its way upward into eastern New Mexico through the rest of this week. It's going to start tomorrow afternoon, setting up what's called this dry line, or the difference between more humid air off to the east and drier air off to the west across eastern New Mexico. That dry line is going to be the focus for any kind of thunderstorms that are going to develop over the next few days in eastern parts of the state. Now, forecast models have been hinting that that dry line is going to continue to set up farther and farther eastward towards the Texas state line. So that's where the better chance for any kind of rain or thunderstorms is going to be this week. But a couple spotty afternoon showers may even be possible up into the northern mountains as early as tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures are also going to continue to warm up this week with highs nearly 80 degrees by Wednesday here in Albuquerque, 80s across eastern New Mexico. Few places in southern parts of the state may even get close to 90. That dry line sets up across the eastern part of the state again on Saturday, pushing a little bit farther westward, potentially even into the Rio Grande Valley. And where that moisture sets up is where we'll see that best chance for rain Saturday afternoon. And I think on Saturday we'll have a better chance to see some showers and thunderstorms potentially as far west as the central mountain chain and potentially even the Rio Grande Valley. But tomorrow we do have a chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms out near the Texas state line, especially that area in dark green and yellow here. Large hail, damaging wind gusts, and lightning, the biggest threats there. And then there's another threat for some severe storms, especially into parts of Roosevelt and Lee County, or Eddy County rather, as we head into Wednesday afternoon. That's where our best chance for rain is going to stay over the next several days, really through the rest of this week. Potentially some spotty showers up into the northern mountains, but mostly some isolated thunderstorms in far eastern New Mexico until we get some better moisture to move into the entire eastern half of the state on Saturday. Temperature is going to stay warm as well. 70s return to southern Colorado on Wednesday, and that's where highs are going to stay into this weekend. We'll be in the mid 70s starting tomorrow in Farmington, and that's where our highs will be into Saturday as well. We'll be in the mid 80s through this weekend across southwestern New Mexico, but the winds across the state are going to pick up on Saturday, and that could bring in a high fire danger back to parts of the state for Sunday afternoon. Highs are going to be close to 90 around the middle of this week in Roswell, and we could see a couple isolated thunderstorms down there, especially Saturday. We'll also see the chance for an isolated thunderstorm or two and a couple spotty showers in northeastern New Mexico and up into the northern mountains, but that's mainly going to be up into the higher elevations, with areas like Santa Fe staying mostly dry and a stretch of 70-degree high temperatures begin tomorrow. Highs are also going to stay in the 70s through the rest of this week out in the East Mountains. And here in Albuquerque, we're going to be hovering right around that 80-degree mark all the way into this weekend, which is about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. So really just some wild temperature swings from this past weekend to what we're going to see this week. Unfortunately, it is going to stay dry, and we'll see the winds pick up too as we head through the weekend.
All right. Good stuff, Grant. Thank you.